I hope everybody's ready. Stretch. We've got to demonstrate to our next presenter, Miss Lizzy Williamson from Down Under. She's coming to us from New South Wales. I'll get the right title, Lizzy, Australia. And she's the founder and author of 2-Minute Moves. We've kind of had a little bit of a theme of that today, Lizzy, about the importance of our not canceling out our needs that we have for better work-life balance. I love the fact that she's been on, Good Morning America, Today, Studio 10, and the excuse buster from Down Under. We all have lots of excuses about why we can't get up, and we've been sitting here all day glued to these wonderful presentations and probably going to pay for it. Anyway, she's been dubbed by the media as the excuse buster from Down Under, thus the magazine, and she's on a mission to help us people integrate little moments of movement in their day to transform the way we work and feel. Gosh, that sounds like such a benefit. And so she's going to bring some energy to us as we listen to her presentation, and no more excuses allowed, right, Lizzy? So thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, that's right. We have so many excuses, obstacles, things that we tell ourselves of why we can't exercise, why we can't take breaks. We don't have the time and we don't have the energy, we don't have the motivation, or even it's just a case of sometimes remembering to do it. And often these excuses and challenges can really get in our way of taking care of ourselves, of putting our own mental and physical well-being first and making it a priority. This was certainly the case for me. About 13 years ago, I had a baby and a toddler, and I had postpartum depression. And when I used to be able to just walk out the door whenever I wanted to and go exercise, when I had more energy, certainly when I had more time, and when I was in a better headspace, I loved to move my body. Before that, I was a professional dancer, and so I loved to move. But when I arrived at this place in my life, it became quite a rock bottom place where I felt really incapable of doing anything for myself. It all felt very, very difficult. It all felt very hard. I felt very, very stuck, very overwhelmed, and was having really, this horrible postpartum depression and anxiety type of thoughts, of suicidal thoughts, thoughts of wanting to, throw my baby out the window, all of those horrible things. But I didn't tell anybody because I felt so ashamed. I felt that why was I not coping? I had these two healthy babies. I had, a loving family, a roof over my head, all of those things. And so I felt so incredibly ashamed that I wasn't coping. I felt that if I was to ask for help, that the person I would ask would say to me, there are so many people worse off than you. You're okay. Get over it. That type of talk. But I did reach a point where I was, in a very, very rock bottom place. And so I finally did go and see my doctor, which did take me a long time to go and do. And she talked me through what I was experiencing, told me that I wasn't alone, gave me my treatment options. But she said to me something that was a very powerful thing to hear, and I really hope that it's something that you right now can hear and take on in this way that I really took on. And that is that she said, when you get on a plane and they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first before assisting others, that is what you have to do. And I thought what made me a good person, what made me a great mother, a great wife, a great friend, a great daughter, was being selfless, giving myself as much as I could, doing as much as I could for other people and other things. And what I realized was that I'm not doing anything for me was contributing to this spiral down, and I needed to start doing some little things for me so I could begin this slow journey out of what had become a very rock bottom place, and felt like it was, in a way, tearing up and breaking up and destroying my, my family and this precious time I was having with these beautiful young daughters of mine. And so when I got home from seeing my doctor, I thought, okay, I've got to do something here. What can I do? What can my oxygen mask possibly do? And again, all those things came into my head. I don't have the time to do anything. I'm exhausted. I just, got no time for myself. I don't have the energy, and something inside of me made me realize that I had to do something. I had to dig deep. I had to find some grit. And so that next day, I put on an episode of Sesame Street for my girls, and I went to my kitchen bench, and because I used to be a professional dancer, I thought, right, this kitchen bench, this is going to be my ballet bar. And so I started to do some ballet moves on the kitchen bench. And even though it was the last thing that I felt like doing, I just made myself doing it. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to spend this next couple of minutes doing something. And so I went and started doing that, and it only took a couple of minutes before I, of course, a child called out for me. But in those couple of minutes, I felt something that I hadn't felt for a long time, and that was a feeling that I'd done something for me, a feeling of achievement, a bit of a feeling of hope, and that was enough to bring me back the next day and the next and the next to do this couple of minutes of exercise, movement every single day. And I realized as I was, starting to make this way out of this really dark place, as I was getting more help, seeking more professional help, talking to friends more, telling people how I was feeling, all of those pieces of the pie that we want in our mental health treatment. I realized that I was so stuck in this all or nothing mindset, and that there are so many other people stuck in this all or nothing mindset too. If I can't have this certain amount of time to go and exercise and do something for me, then rather than do something, I do nothing. And that mindset can really hold us back from these little powerful moments, these little small steps that we can take in our day to give back to ourselves. And I wanted to really make this session quite interactive and get you doing some of the things that I learnt to do, and that have since shared in television, books, clients, all that type of thing. And the first thing that I wanted to do together was some of the wonderful videos that you were watching previously, some chair yoga, some chair stretches, and so I thought we could do those together now, if you were willing to do that. I'll just check the chat here, and can you hear me all right? This is someone saying here it's a low volume. It's all fine? Okay, that's great.
Well, is there a way, Lizzy, is there a way to turn it up just a bit? I know you're, because I think it's a little bit muffled, but we can hear you, but it's a little muffled. So
it's a little muffled. Okay, we don't want muffled there. I'll just go into my Zoom settings and so, because my audio was up. Does that sound okay?
no, I think it's about the same. I don't.
About the same. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure why that is. I'll just pull all of this up even more. Is that any better?
Yes, that's better. Perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you. There's some of us in here that are elderly and deaf, I think is what it is.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I'll turn on some music for our chair yoga, some stretches.
Tariq, did you want to say something? Or
are you using the external microphone, Lizzy? Are you using external microphone?
I am using an external microphone. I mean, it's I obviously use.
Can you tap it? Can you tap it with your finger? I just want to can you tap the?
That's not on, I don't think.
Not on.
No.
That's the problem.
It's saying that it's okay. It's all telling me that it's
technology
on Zoom. just.
You need to change the audio settings.
Yeah, it's telling me that it's on that one. Is that better?
You know, it's fine. I mean, just if you can share the screen, if you have something there in the screen to show us, so we can, you know.
I think she's going to demonstrate what we
okay,
need to do. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Only audio. I think you need to change the audio settings from your laptop to the external device.
Oh, I know. But actually it's on that. It's on that setting. So that's why I'm not sure what's.
That's okay. Just
happening.
Yep.
can hear you.
We need to exercise, right? No excuses.
No excuses.
Not
yeah.
even the audio.
So I'm sorry about that. It's all saying that it's on where I normally have it on. So anyway, you can follow me along, and let's just get moving. We'll do some chair yoga to start. So we are going to start by you're with your head, and you're just going to simply turn your head to one side and then turning it to the other side there. One side and then the other side. And as you are doing this, just turn your head to one side and just leave it there for a moment. Just find a little spot to look at and take a nice big breath in and breath out there. And then turn your head to the other side and hold it there for a moment. And I just thought of something I could do to get me some more volume. Okay, and now we're going to drop your head down. So look down towards your toes. And then bring yourself up and roll those shoulders back a couple of times there. Let's do that again. Roll down a little bit. Coming up and rolling those shoulders on back. Now we're going to do a side stretch here. So reach up one arm. And then reach up the other arm there. So when you lengthen out the side of your body, as long as it feels okay for your lower back, it's a wonderful thing to do for your lower back to extend through there. You're now going to hold this one here and just look down to the floor and take a nice big breath in and a big breath out there. And your other side here, dropping your head. Take a nice big breath in and breath out there. Now take your hands out to the front and clasp your hands there and just push them forward so you get a nice arch out of your back and dropping your head forward there. Take a nice big breath in and breath out there. We're going to do a really gentle twist to the back. So you can take your hand to the outside of your opposite leg and just look behind you there. Just only go as far as works for you. You can take a big breath in and lift up your body. And as you breathe out, that's when you can stretch out and twist a little bit further there, looking away from the screen. And now we're going to go the other side. Taking your hand to the outside of your opposite leg, breathing in there and breathing out and looking away. The exhalation is when you want to increase the stretch if that's what feels good for you. Nice big breath in and breath out. This is what's called cat-cow in yoga. So you arch your back up to make yourself a cat and then you arch the other way. So you go one way up and then the other way. It's a nice little rotation through your spine there. 2 more of those. And 1 more there. Beautiful. Now, if you are able to, I'm going to get you to stand on up off your chair now. You can stay in your chair to do these if you want to. And if you are standing up, you might like just to get the back of your chair. Now I want to do some really nice active stretches. We're going to go from your feet right up to your head. The first we're going to do is rotating your feet and your ankles there. One way and then rotating them through the other way. Let's change your feet there. Rotate one way and then the other way. Just getting everything moving when it's in the same position for a while. That's not what we want. And now we're going to loosen up through the hip flexors. We're going to bring one knee up and then the other knee up. So if you're doing these sitting down, what you want to do is just have a scoop under of your hips, pull into your tummy muscles as the knee comes up, so you're protecting your lower back there. But if you're standing up, you can hold onto the chair. You can take this moment to put your hands on your hips, bring your shoulders on back a little bit there, lifting up there. Beautiful. The next one we're going to do is take your hands behind your head and do a little gentle twist to the back one way and twist to the other way there. So this is a really, really nice posture check-in. There's also been really great studies of the way we hold our body, how that makes a difference to the way we feel, how it makes a difference to our confidence, our state of mind. So putting your body in an open state like this can be such a wonderful thing to do. 2 more of those. And 1. Beautiful. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. The nice big breath in and breath out. Rolling on back. 1 more of those. Breathe in and breathing on out. And now your wrists. Rotate them one way and rotating the other way. Looking after your wrists here. And now let's bring them up and bring them down. And up and down. 2 more. Last one. Yeah. Take a nice big breath in as your arms come on up. And you can take this moment just to close your eyes. Give them a break from the screen. And then breathing out as your arms come on down. And let's go 1 more of those. Big breath in. Hold that breath. And a nice big breath out there. Beautiful. Roll those shoulders back a couple of times. Now the other thing that I discovered when I was looking at how to, I guess, bust these exercise excuses, how to put, how to integrate exercise into my day rather than thinking that it had to be a separate thing. And when it's a separate thing, then it often has to look a certain way. And we think to ourselves, oh, well, I don't have that half hour today to do my regular walk. I don't have that hour today to do my yoga class. I can't have the energy today to do something that's going to, make me really fit and strong. So I just do nothing. So what I started doing instead was I would be at my kitchen bench putting on the kettle to boil. And if you want to do these exercises along with me, you can do that. So if I would turn the kettle on to boil it, or if I was, washing the dishes, anything, I would start doing some heel raises. So that's where I would bring my heels up and down here, and just taking this little moment to work the strength of my legs. When you do these moves, you can always put your hands on your hips, squeeze those shoulder blades back just a little bit, scooping under your hips a little bit, and you'll soon start to feel how strongly that works in the back of your legs, and you don't need very long at all. That's one thing. Second thing, trying to get some squats into my day. We watched that great video of the squats, so you can do those on and off your chair. But what I really liked doing was, okay, when I am hanging out the washing, every time I would get a piece of clothing, I would do a squat and hang out the washing. Another squat, hang out the washing. Or when I was at my kitchen bench cooking something, that's when I could do a squat and come on up. The key I always find with the squats as a personal trainer is that when you squat backwards, you want to have this little scoop under your hips, pull into your tummy muscles to bring yourself back on up. So if you can find a little moment to do 10 squats here, 10 squats there, at the end of your day, you might have done 50 squats, and at the end of your week, you're really starting to add up those squats. The third place that I found was a really, really great place to bring some more physical activity into my day was when I was actually on the couch or on the chair or, watching TV, something like that. This is where, and you can do these together with me now on the chair, this is where you can do some core work. So that scoop under your hips as you lean back, and you can just bring yourself up and bring yourself back there. Now if that's too strong on your lower back, you can simply sit here and bring one knee up, pull into your tummy muscles, bring the other knee up. Or otherwise, if this feels okay to do this lift, you could always do both. You come on up and bring one knee up and the other one here. Just this little moment to work your tummy muscles there. And then the final place, or one of the other places where I thought was a great place to start getting a bit more movement, was something that we do every day, usually twice a day, and that is brushing teeth. So every time I brush my teeth, doing some few little squats and things there, some heel raises there. You can always turn on hold on to your bench as well. So the research on taking these little breaks is coming thick and fast. If you're wanting to do any more reading of it, a really accessible way to do that is through Arianna Huffington's work. And she was the editor of Huffington Post, and now she works, she has a business called Thrive, and she's done all this research with Microsoft on micro breaks. When we are in our day, our stress builds up. It's a cumulative thing. And when we take a micro break, it allows our brain to reset. It's also a fantastic way, they talk about in their research, to improve your focus, because our brain is built to detect and respond to change. So when we are here faced with this, with long tasks or presentations, one of the best things we can do, studies show, is to give our brain this little break. So movement is fantastic, and another great way to do that is through little mindfulness moments or meditation techniques. I learned some fantastic mindfulness moments. They helped me so much in my journey out of postpartum depression. Simple little ones, like if I'm walking along starting to feel a bit dark or down or lots of thoughts, everything, finding something to look at and really noticing it and seeing it. There's some other great ways that you can do this, and I thought we'd do some together now. There's breathing techniques. This one in particular that the military are known to use, firefighters, yogis use it, and it is called box breathing. So I'm going to turn on a little song and we'll do this together. What we do is we breathe in for the count of 4, hold in for the count of 4, breathe out for the count of 4, and hold that breath out for the count of 4. So let's do that together now, shall we? We breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Hold that breath in. Breathing on out. And hold that breath out. You can close your eyes as you do this as well. Breathing in. Hold that breath in. Breathing on out. Hold that breath out. And one more time. Breathe in. Hold that breath in. Breathing on out. And hold that breath out. A little moment like that you can do anywhere, anytime. If you don't have that 20 minutes to go and do your meditation practice, then that's a fantastic technique to remember. The other thing I really learnt through the time was that I had all these emotions in my body. I had all these very strong feelings, stronger than normal feelings, and it's probably things that many of us have been feeling over the last 18 months or more, really strong feelings of overwhelm, of frustration, of exhaustion, of uncertainty, all of those things. And I discovered that if I started to get my body moving at those times, then that started to really help. So when we're feeling all of those feels, all that stress, everything, finding that little moment, taking that little moment to move your body. And I invite you now to stand up with me if you're able to, or just do whatever moves you can do in your chair. And let's do some nice mood boosting, stress busting moves here. It's going to start by taking your hands in a punch position. And we're going to do one punch out and punch out the other one there. So we punch and we punch here. So as you are punching, if you're standing up, make sure that your knees are quite soft. You want your whole body working through a punch. So if you're having a hard moment at work, you could go into the bathroom and do a move like this one. Now, or if you're at home and you're just having to, put up with some things and finding it hard, yeah, this is a little punch. We're going to go a little bit faster now with the punch here. Punching it out. This is also a great way to get your heart pumping oxygen, energy more efficiently to your body, helping you bust fatigue, helping you feel better. Punch it out a little bit longer here. That's it. Yes. So you want to soften through your jaw, soften through your shoulders. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We're going to take a nice big breath in and breathe out and push those hands away. Breathe in. Open up through your chest. Breathe out. Yes. Open up. If you're wanting to do a little squat here, there's a moment to do that. Breathe in and breathe out. One more. Breathe in and breathing on out. Great. We're going to now do a kick to the side and then a kick to the other side. And if you're sitting there, you can just do a punch out to the side instead of that one. Otherwise, we're going to kick it out there and kick and see if you can just soften your jaw. Just let it go a little bit. That's it. And kick it here. 3 more of those. 2 to go. And 1. Great. We're now going to take a little walk on the spot, but if you are sitting down, just bring one knee up and then the other knee up. And we want to swing those arms and release out through all the stress and tension we hold in our bodies there. As you're walking out, if you're still sitting down, just take a nice big breath in, stretch it up, hold those arms on up, and stretching down, just to whatever height feels good for your shoulders. 1 more of those. Nice big breath in and breath out here. Great, we're going to do a little roll down now, just to wherever works good for you. Dropping it down here. Shake out those shoulders. Give your head a little shake, yes. And when you're ready, roll those shoulders on back. Couple more moves to finish off. This is the lawnmower move. We're going to pull it up here and the other side. Let's go. A little bit old school here. So if you're ever there just thinking, oh, I feel so flat, I feel so blah, the best thing to do, other arm, is to get yourself having a little dance there. And then the other side here, reach it on up and up. 2 more of those. And 1. Brilliant. Let's take another little walk on the spot. Walk it out, or bring those knees up, bring them on down there. So when we are feeling like dancing, moving, it is the last thing I feel like doing. Often that is the signal to ourselves that we actually need to do it the most. And I really found that I so often was waiting to feel like doing something. I was waiting to find the time. I was waiting to have all the energy and everything I needed to do to move. But what I realized was that it's actually when I took that action, when I took that small step, when I put my oxygen mask on first, that actually preceded the motivation. That taking a little step actually made me able to take another little step and then another little step, and realizing that it is those little steps, those little things, those little moments we take to put our oxygen mask on first are actually the things that make that big difference, that add up to changing things for us. And that little step and the step and the step is what has actually led me to being here in front of you, hopefully having inspired you to even find one little moment that you can take to put your oxygen mask on first, whether that's some push-ups at your kitchen bench, some squats in the bathroom, some little moments to stretch on your chair, a time where you can just get up and have a dance and turn on a song, have a punch, whatever it is you need. That's my hope for you, and thank you so much for having me here.
Oh my goodness, Lizzie, one of the attendees commented, and I think we all felt that was amazing in the exercise. I didn't realize how stiff I was till I had to move some of these things. It was amazing. And then one of our other attendees says, Lizzie got us feeling like new money in a matter of a few minutes. So that was terrific. I do the brushing of the teeth. That sort of caught me off guard. I guess I never thought that I would be doing a micro break as I'm brushing my teeth. So no excuses about not brushing my teeth in the morning because I won't be able to do my micro break. Also, moving the body refreshes the mind. Absolutely. Thank you, Donna. You mentioned, if you Google, micro breaks, there's all kinds of sources. Do you have a favorite source for getting, the exercises or the micro breaks that you were showing us?
Absolutely. Well, mine, of course.
Okay, well, I wanted to be sure that that was where they would find all this.
Absolutely. So it's two. If you Google 2-minute moves, you will find me there. So depending on where you like to watch videos, I've got hundreds of them up on YouTube. Little moments you can take in your chair, standing to wake up your day. If you're feeling like you've got stiff shoulders, here's a nice stretch for you. If you feel like you want a good little strength workout, there's one you can do there in 2 minutes. Yeah, that's it there. Thanks,
So
Deborah.
one of our, Deborah
so you'll
posted
find lots of
it.
those ones there, and I look forward to connecting with you all.
I also, Cassandra posted, and you probably can see it, put on your oxygen masks first. I used to say when I owned a fitness business, you have to be selfish with your health to be a benefit to someone else. Kudos. Well, it also, when you said that, I thought, wasn't that what the flight attendants tell us on the airplanes? Put on your oxygen mask first. And otherwise you're not going to be a benefit to your, underage children, whatever they're on your plane. So I thought that was pretty amazing.